My beloved child, I speak to you now. Open your ears and listen carefully. The darkness has chosen you as its target, seeking to twist you into a distorted image of yourself. You no longer have the luxury of hesitation or escape, yet do not tremble, for I am here. If you disregard my voice, you will be reshaped into a replica of what does not belong to me. You do not realize that your wandering steps are surrounded by an invisible design more subtle and intricate than anything you have ever imagined. I see the unseen cords tightening little by little, wearing away your soul, dimming the light that once shone within you. If you do not awaken now, you will lose the very identity and destiny I have prepared for you. My child, darkness does not always come like a roaring storm that is easy to recognize. It slips quietly through the cracks of your mind. It hides in the moments when you think yourself safe, cloaked in reason and logic. It whispers softly in sighs and loneliness, words so gentle yet deeply piercing, unsettling your heart without your awareness. And gradually your soul drifts far from me, and you do not even know. The times you think yourself strongest may be the very moments you are most easily shaken. The enemy will not strike while you are on your knees in prayer, but it waits until you are weary, when your faith fractures, when you believe you are utterly alone. It watches tirelessly, exploiting fears and unhealed wounds. If you do not cling to me, a single clever lie will be enough to draw you away from the path of light. Do not mistake my silence for absence. I give you quiet not to abandon you, but to test the direction of your heart. When the noise of the world fades, only two voices remain: the deceitful whisper, or my gentle call. Without vigilance, you will choose wrongly. But if you hold fast to me, you will discern the light still shining, even in spaces that seem saturated with darkness. You must know this: there is a battle not fought with sword or spear, but raging within your mind and soul. The enemy does not appear with terrifying form to alert you. It conceals itself in false tenderness, in reasons that sound convincing and fair. It watches your every step, waiting for moments of weakness to intrude, probing your fears and unanswered questions. If you do not stay awake, these whispers will slowly pull you from the light until one day you realize your soul has withered without knowing why. There are forces unseen by human eyes, yet they affect your soul each passing moment. This battle makes no clash of weapons, sheds no blood upon a field, yet it erodes silently from within. It enters through fleeting thoughts, stray words, vague feelings of unease. The enemy need not shout. It plants only a seed of doubt which grows into suspicion within you. And when you can no longer distinguish my voice from deception, it has already advanced in stealing away the light I placed in you. Know this, child, he does not come to play. He comes to probe and exploit. He observes your frailties, your hidden pains, even the memories you thought buried. Every tear not yet lifted to me, he twists into a weapon against you. You think you are merely sad, but it is then he whispers that I have forgotten you. You interpret silence as emptiness, but he shapes it into an accusation that I am distant. And little by little you drift from me without even knowing. Remember the story of the prophet Elisha and his servant. When the Aramean army surrounded the city, the servant trembled at their vast numbers. But Elisha prayed, and the servant's eyes were opened to see the host of heavenly chariots of fire encircling them, ready to fight. 2 Kings 6:1-5, 17-hearted. Do you see? The unseen reality is always greater than what mortal eyes perceive. Darkness may form its ranks, yet my light still covers you. The question is, where are the eyes of your heart fixed, on the enemy's multitude or on the angelic host I have sent? Often you are not defeated by a direct assault, but by whispers that seem harmless. A thought that you are not enough, a memory resurfaced, a judgment you accept as truth. This is how he binds your soul, not with visible chains, but with invisible cords in your mind. When you believe them long enough, they become truth to you, making you live beneath what I destined. This is the warfare of the unseen realm, a battle invisible to all, yet shaping every choice and path you take. Return to me, for I have not left you to fight alone. I have given you spiritual weapons, not the strength of flesh, but prayer, truth, and steadfast faith. You do not need to shout to drive away the darkness. Simply let my light dwell within, and it will vanish of itself. When you rely on me, deceit loses its power. When you learn to hear my voice, all other whispers fade into emptiness. You are not surrounded only by the enemy, but also by my light and presence. Do not dismiss the smallest moments of life. A sigh without prayer can open a door to doubt. A busyness without me can obscure the light. Yet even in those small moments, you can turn back, utter a prayer, open the eyes of your heart, and see that I am still there. The invisible battle cannot overcome you while your hand clings to mine. In those very moments, you will be prepared to bear burdens that mortal sight cannot comprehend. I know you are weary. I see the heaviness in your eyes from sleepless nights. But do not let weariness become a doorway for darkness. Let it instead be the call that draws you into my embrace. Where your strength ends, mine begins. Where your words fall silent, my voice resounds. Where darkness seems thickest, my light shines brightest. Stay near to me, for only in me can you discern truth from falsehood, light from darkness. And when you understand this battle, you will see why you often feel exhausted. Not because life is too heavy, but because you keep fighting in your own strength. The enemy delights in watching you struggle alone, for he knows you cannot endure long. But I call you to rest in my endless strength, not to collapse under your limits. When you lay your burdens at my feet, the invisible war is no longer your torment, but becomes the very stage on which you see me fighting for you. And from then on you will know you were never created to bear it all alone. I see you bent beneath a weight you believe cannot be set down. You convince yourself that if you strive just a little harder, sacrifice just a little more, things will be well. But the truth is otherwise. The burden only multiplies, your heart only withers. You were not made to be the pillar carrying everything. You were made to abide in me, that your strength may be joined to mine. As Israel in the wilderness could not find their own way, but only by looking to the pillar of cloud and fire, so too will you find direction and safety only in me. You mistake exhaustion for weakness, but it is only a reminder that you are human, that you have limits. Refusing them, you turn yourself into one who struggles alone. That is when the enemy rejoices, for he knows you cannot journey far in isolation. He wants you to believe I am absent, that I have abandoned you in battle, yet I have never left you. The words I once declared through Isaiah, "Those who wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles." These are not empty encouragements, but eternal truth for your every day. Return, my child. Do not cling to burdens you were never called to carry. You think if you let go, you will lose control, but it is precisely then that I can act fully. You think if you stop striving, all will collapse, but it is my hand that upholds all things. You need not feign strength before me. I ask only that you honestly admit your weakness, that my strength may be revealed. When you dare to lay it down, you will discover a release beyond understanding, a peace the world cannot give. Do you see the enemy cunningly turns effort into a snare? He makes you believe you are persevering, when in truth you are only exhausting yourself. He whispers that just a little more striving will reach the goal. Yet the goal keeps retreating, trapping you in a cycle of fatigue and disappointment. He knows that if you remain bound to your own strength, you will have no energy left to lift your eyes to me. You will forget that I alone am the source of strength, the place of rest, the stream of renewal. That is why I remind you, you were not born to bear it all. So lean into my arms. Let me carry what you cannot. Do not fear weakness, for in weakness my power is made perfect. Dare to release and learn what true rest means. As you step out from under your burden, you will see clearly the subtle snares surrounding you, the compromises that seem small, yet lead your soul astray. This is what I want you to know. You must stay awake to these schemes, for every small concession draws you further from my light. My child, some steps away from me do not begin with open betrayal, but with small compromises in the heart. A nod to deception, a glance embracing bitterness, a word that belittles truth. Each becomes a cord, pulling you away from light. You think a little does no harm, but that little is the gap through which darkness seeps. As water drops wear down stones, so repeated, small choices wear down your soul. And before you realize the distance between you and me is too great for you to remember when you first strayed. The enemy does not demand you renounce me at once. He only wants you to grow accustomed to what is wrong. Sweetly, he whispers, just this once persuading you that you are still in control. But that just once opens the door to habit, and habit turns to a way of life. Recall King Solomon, to whom I granted wisdom surpassing all. Yet the seemingly minor marriages with foreign queens thought to be mere politics led him to erect altars for foreign gods. A single compromise of the heart paved the way for great estrangement from me. My child, look within yourself. Have you not at times comforted your heart by saying, I will return to the Lord once everything is in order? You postpone repentance with what seems a reasonable excuse, yet step by step your heart grows cold. The enemy is in no hurry. It waits patiently for delay to become distance. A small bitterness left unresolved, a fear left unoffered, a wound left unopened for my healing. All these will one day rise into a mountain that stands between you and me. You may think you are fine, yet your soul is slowly hollowed out. My child, I do not rebuke you when you stray. I only call you back before it is too late. A small compromise can be broken by a single sincere return. You need not wait until errors pile upon errors before turning back. I long for you to return the moment you sense the shift, for one step back is enough to stop the current carrying you further away. Remember this. I do not seek your perfection. I seek a tender heart that responds when it hears my voice. Be watchful, for the small compromises of today will shape the life of tomorrow. They are like seeds sown. If left unchecked, they will grow into thorns that block out the light. Yet if you return early, I will uproot them and replace them with seeds of life. And when you see the false consolations of the world for what they are, temporary, fragile comforts, you will hunger for something truer, something enduring. That is the moment your heart will recognize the world's counterfeit comfort is never enough. The world paints for you sweet promises. It whispers that with more wealth, more recognition, or a little more pleasure, your soul will be satisfied. But look closely. Each time you attain these things, after a fleeting moment, your soul feels emptier than before. The comfort the world offers is like drinking seawater. The more you drink, the thirstier you become. It wears you down, makes you cling all the more tightly, yet never quenches the deeper thirst. You do not realize that you are exchanging your soul for fragments that will never be whole. The world is cunning in laying out illusions to fill the void in human hearts. It knows you long for love, so it offers fleeting relationships. It knows you seek peace, so it grants brief ease, only to throw you back into worry. It knows you crave meaning, so it gives you dazzling success but leaves you hollow within. Like Israel of old, they chased after broken cisterns that could hold no water while ignoring the fountain of living water. The world may soothe thirst for a moment, but only I can quench it forever. Pause and look into yourself. How many times have you thought that just one more achievement, one more relationship, one more approving smile would finally make you whole? Yet when you received it, another emptiness opened. This is the cycle of counterfeit comfort. It always promises, never fulfills. And so you keep chasing until you are exhausted, not knowing why your heart is still lonely, anxious, and empty amid all you hold. Come back. Let me be the one you seek for consolation. I do not give temporary doses, but peace beyond understanding. I do not give illusions, but true life. Just as Jesus sat by the well and told the Samaritan woman, "Whoever drinks this water will thirst again, but whoever drinks the water I give will never thirst," so it is with you. Only in me will your heart find true rest. I do not condemn you for running astray. I call you back to the source that never runs dry. Be watchful, for if you continue seeking life in false comforts, you will easily believe the enemy's lies that you are not enough, that you have no worth. But if you let me fill your emptiness, you will no longer be easily shaken. When you stand firm in this truth, the enemy cannot use lies to steal your identity. Then you will understand the darkest scheme of the enemy is to make you forget who you truly are in me. The enemy knows the quickest way to destroy a soul is not to strip away possessions or relationships, but to steal identity. When you forget who you are, you will believe anything it whispers. A lie about your worthlessness can imprison you in shame for years. A thought of abandonment can make you feel lost in a crowd. It does not need to wreck your life in an instant. It only needs to make you forget that you were created in my image, and your soul will weaken day by day. The root lies in how often you look to the world's gaze to define yourself. When they praise you, you feel worthy. When they reject you, you feel small. Slowly you live by outward approval instead of my word of truth. This is the gap the enemy exploits. It replays old wounds, old judgments until you believe you are nothing. Do you remember Gideon? When I called him a mighty warrior, he saw himself as the weakest, the least in his clan. Yet in the place where he saw weakness, I saw the potential I had already placed in him. My child returned to my first voice. From the womb I knew you, I called your name, I appointed a purpose for your life. You are not an accident nor an excess. You are a masterpiece shaped by my own hand. Do not let the accusations strip away what I have spoken. When the enemy says you are weak, remember I breathed life into you. When it says you are abandoned, remember I promised I will never leave you nor forsake you. You are not what the world labels you. You are my beloved. Be watchful, for each time you believe a lie, you unknowingly give darkness a place to shape your life. But when you stand in your true identity, no arrow of the enemy can pierce you. You need not pretend strength to be accepted. In me you already carry resurrection power. Do not let the past define who you are, nor fear choke your future. I call you to walk in courage, for your identity is not built on this world's shifting ground, but on my eternal love. And when you realize who you truly are in me, you will see differently everything around you. Battles no longer prove you are abandoned. They reveal you are carrying a great calling. Accusations no longer terrify you. They become chances to declare the truth I placed within you. Remember this, you are not merely a survivor, you are more than a conqueror. Not by your strength, but because I, the one who began this work in you, will finish it. You belong to me, and no power can separate you from this love. My child, I have never seen you as a failure cast aside in the dark. I see you as a brave soldier, though wounded and often fallen, still standing, still breathing, still hoping. In every flaw I see the desire to do right. In every silence I hear the hidden cry of a heart longing for me. You want to believe, yet the world has trained you to doubt, to build walls to hide your weakness. It offers scraps of cloth to cover your wounds, fleeting pleasure, brief approval, fragile joys. But in the end your heart remains empty, for the soul was never made to be filled with what passes away. I am different. I come to give you unfading truth, unstealable peace, and myself as your reward. I do not want you trapped in dry religion with hollow rituals. I draw you into living relationship where your heart touches mine. I do not seek one who performs perfectly, hiding scars. I seek a heart honest enough to bring its weakness, doubt, and shame before me. You will never be cast away. I will robe you with mercy, breathe life into the fragments you thought could never mend, and from ruins raise something new your eyes have never seen. The past may scream that you have no chance, that your right to live a meaningful life is gone. But I see differently. I see a future engraved in my hands before you were born, a future in which your brokenness becomes the material of testimony. The wounds that once bowed your head in shame I will turn into songs of glory. The days when you felt crushed by circumstance I will mark as milestones of my redemption. Nothing you have endured is wasted, not one tear, not one sigh, not one moment you thought I was silent. All are gathered by me, woven into a tapestry you will behold one day. Even when you think you've gone too far, I am nearer than you know. Even when you believe it is too late, I choose this very moment to step in. You are never beyond my reach, never too lost for me to find. The place you thought was the deepest pit is the place my hand most easily touches. If today my voice seems like a distant whisper, do not think I have forgotten. The faintness is not because I withdrew, but because the noise of life has crowded your soul, the noise of worry, of fear, of comparison, of lies, whispered in your ear. I long to peel away that chaos so your heart can hear my sound again. Do not wait for the storm to pass before seeking me. In the midst of the storm I am already there to lead. I want to teach you to listen not only with ears but with spirit. In the stillness I whisper, in the waiting I instruct, in the yearning too deep for words I set the echo of eternity to call you closer. That unrest, that stirring, it is no accident. It is my mark drawing you near. Remember Jeremiah when I said, "Before I formed you in the womb I knew you. Before you were born I set you apart." Do you see? Your identity did not begin with mistakes, nor will it end with them. It began in my eternal plan, and no one can erase it. You look at your past and think it has condemned you. I look forward and see a door opening. You think failure has closed every path. I know it has only prepared you to trust me more deeply. In my hands, even mistakes become tools, even waiting becomes training. My beloved, I do not need you to come to me perfected. I want you as you are, tangled, weary, uncertain, but true. You think I am pleased only when you succeed, when you are strong, when your faith is unshakable. Yet I also treasure your faint groans, your tearful glances, your trembling questions. You may bring it all before me, for I am not offended by your brokenness. On the contrary, it is from there I begin to rebuild. I will bring life into the ashes. You see light, hope in the darkness that surrounds you. You do not need to run far to find me, for I am right beside you. One whisper of the heart is enough for me to hear. I know you have tried many times only to stumble again. You feel ashamed telling yourself you are no longer worthy. But you must know this. I do not count the times you fall. I count the times you return. Each time you come back, heaven rejoices. I am never burdened by your repentance. I am delighted whenever you open your heart. Let me lift the weight of shame from you. I do not want you to live trapped in the cycle of failure and self-condemnation. I want you to step out, to let those scars become marks of victory. You are not the sum of your mistakes. You are the masterpiece I am still shaping, and I will never stop until I have brought you to completion. My child, the hunger in your soul that the world can never satisfy is my very call within you. I placed that longing in you so you would know that only I am the source. The world will always offer illusions, false security, temporary peace, fleeting love. Yet they only leave you emptier. I give you what surpasses all of these. I give you myself. When you have me, you will find peace even in the storm, joy even amid tears, hope even in despair. You will know that my love is unconditional, without expiration, and never bound by your mistakes. Come closer, my child. Let go of the illusions of this world. Sit in stillness and listen to my voice. Dare to believe that you are not condemned but called to live. Do not fear weakness, for it is there you will experience true strength. Do not fear truth, for I am the one who uses truth to set you free. Do not fear light, for my light does not expose to shame but to heal and restore. You need only open your heart, and I will do the rest. Then you will see your journey has not ended. It has only begun in the eternal life I give. My beloved, I have placed within you a purpose far greater than this fleeting earthly life. You were not created to wander through days aimlessly, but to move in rhythm with me, to live in deep connection with the very source of your soul. Yet the enemy knows this well, and he seeks to steal that communion. He does not need to destroy you in an instant. He only needs to distract you, to keep your heart preoccupied with anxieties, with plans, with illusions of control you think you hold. He magnifies temporary urgencies to obscure eternal values, convincing you that if you do not rush along with the world, you will be left behind. But while you are swept up in that relentless current, he knows you are drifting further from the silence where I am waiting for you. I do not blend into the noise, my child. I do not compete for your attention with the clamor of the world. I am still here, patient and steady, like a flame that does not die, waiting for you to pause and notice. In the storm, the wind and waves may drown out every sound, but only after the storm passes can you hear the enduring stillness. So it is with me. In the chaos of pressures, you may struggle to hear my voice, but when you are willing to sit to quiet your soul, you will know I have always been here, never once leaving. When others turn away, I remain. When you run, I do not close the door, but open my arms wide. And when you return, I do not ask how far you strayed or how lost you were. I simply hold you as if there had never been separation. Do not mistake delay for abandonment. Not every time you ask will I answer immediately, for I see what is truly good for you. Sometimes I withhold the small to give you the greater. Some doors I do not open, not because I reject you, but because I know a pit lies beyond that you cannot see. Some people I remove from your life, not because you are unworthy of them, but because I know they cannot walk with you to the end. I never refuse you, but I reorder everything so you may receive what is far better than you imagine. Trust me, for I see the whole picture while you only see a narrow corner. You live within time, but I am beyond time. You grow restless, measuring by days and months while I work by seasons. You think you are delayed, but I am preparing. You think you are being left behind, but I am training. I never measure you by speed, but by faithfulness as you walk with me. I work in layers unseen to your eyes, like a seed buried in the earth. Before it sprouts, you believe nothing is happening, yet beneath the soil, life is forming. One day, when everything bursts forth, you will understand why I held you back, why I did not answer in the way you asked. Then you will see I was protecting you from what you insisted upon, but what would have harmed your soul. Communion with me is not a ritual nor a few memorized prayers. It is the deep bond of the heart. You may be in the midst of the world's noise, yet still be united with me in every breath. You may work, build love, and yet inwardly always keep a quiet space to hear me. And this is what terrifies the enemy, for he knows that if your heart is bound to mine, no scheme can cut it off. That is why he busies you, wears you down, makes you believe you have no time for me. Yet in truth, I am the very source of every moment you have. I know you often ask, why is God silent when I pray? Why does he not intervene when I need him most? My child, silence does not mean absence. I give you silence so you may learn where to turn your heart when all other noise fades. I let you walk through emptiness so you will discover who is truly the source of life. If every prayer were answered instantly, you would treat me as a dispenser of gifts, not as the father of your soul. I want you to seek me not merely for provision, but for the real relationship where you need nothing but me alone. Look back over your life. There are things you once thought you could never live without, yet you have moved past them. There are dreams you once wept over losing, but now you see that if you had held on, you would no longer be yourself. There are prayers I have not answered as you wished, but now you realize that was my greatest protection. I do not want you to live an easy life. I want you to live a meaningful one. I did not create you to drift through days. I created you to be a light to reflect me in a world of shadows. My beloved, there are times I let you wait, but never in vain. Every tear you shed in what seemed forgotten days I have kept. Every sigh in the night has reached my throne. You are not overlooked. You are not insignificant. You are being prepared for something that only at the appointed time you will be ready to carry. Like Joseph, who was confined in prison, forgotten by men, yet in that silence I was shaping him to hold the key that would save a nation, so too with you. The delay now is my preparation for the greatness ahead. I want you to learn to trust even when you cannot see the way. I want you to endure even when all around is turmoil. You are not destined to live in fear or in the illusion of control, but to walk in true freedom, the freedom of knowing that I hold all things. Do not let the urgency of the world confuse you, nor let waiting discourage you. I am still working, still writing your story, and no chapter ever ends apart from my good intent. You are not measured by quick achievements, but by steadfast faithfulness. And in that very faithfulness you will discover the beauty of a life in communion with me, a life that no power can take away. Hold tightly to my hand, my child. When the storm rages, remember I am not the one who abandons you in it. I am the calm after it. When darkness surrounds, remember I am not lost in the shadows. I am the lamp still burning. When your heart trembles, remember I do not wait for your perfection. I only wait for your return. And every time you come back, I embrace you, as though no distance ever stood between father and child. My beloved one, I know you have carried your burdens for too long, your shoulders weighed down with loads you were never meant to bear. I see every tremor in your heart, I hear every unspoken sigh, I know every tear that falls in the hidden night. You think hiding your pain will make it vanish, but in silence the darkness whispers, planting lies that make you doubt yourself and me. You were not made to hold the world in your chest, nor to rescue yourself. Your very limits are reminders that you need me. You may endure for a while, you may appear strong before others, but just a small crack, a single weary moment reveals how fragile you truly are. Yet this is not for condemnation, but to remind you that where you end, my strength begins where your hands fall. Mine open wide where your love fails. Mine covers all. You think I am distant, that my silence means neglect, but my child, I have never slept, never forgotten, never grown weary of watching over you. Even when you feel abandoned, that is the moment I am guarding your soul from being consumed. I do not come to weigh you down further. I extend my arms not to condemn, but to draw you near, to remind you that you are my delight, not my burden. You are in the midst of a battle unseen by the eye, a war without gunfire or bloodshed, yet fought deep within thoughts and decisions in every small choice you face daily. This is where the enemy lurks, not with violent storms, but with gentle breezes that seem harmless, with whispers clothed in logic, with voices that sound like your own. It is in those weary moments in sighs you dismiss as weakness that he weaves invisible chains to bind your soul. Do you see, temptation never comes like blazing fire, but like dew silently seeping in. A trace of bitterness. You hold a lie you think harmless. A small compromise you believe you can control. These become gateways for the darkness. And the enemy does not need you to reject me at once. He only needs to tilt your heart little by little until one day you awake and find yourself so far that you no longer know where true light lies. That is how he distorts thought, turning joy into fear, silence into accusation, loneliness into proof that I have left you. But I have not left my child. I was there in your forced laughter hiding emptiness. I was there in your long nights burying yourself in work to escape the pain. I was there in your hesitation to pray for fear I was angry. I am not angry. I am not far. I have never turned my face from you. I understand more than you think, and I am closer than you feel, even at your most distant hour. Remember, my child, when my people wandered in the wilderness, they doubted me. They cried out that I had abandoned them in a barren desert. Yet it was in that very place that I sent manna from heaven, and I caused water to flow from the hard rock. If I could sustain them day after day with food from above, how could I ever forsake you, the child engraved upon the palms of my hands? If I could bring forth streams from dry stone, how could I withhold the outpouring of my love into the braider? Longing heart within you, you think I delay, but in truth I am teaching you to see that true life flows only from me. And even when you complain, even when you doubt, still I bless you, for my love is not measured by your perfection, but by my unchanging nature. My child, I know how weary you are. I see you sitting in the shadows, head in your hands, thoughts in turmoil, heart crushed by sorrow. Yet even there I sustain your breath. I guard the faint ember of hope from being extinguished. I hear the prayers that never form into words. I see the times when you can only cry in broken sobs. And I speak to you, you are not alone. You are not left to wrestle with silence. You are not a wanderer lost in endless night. I am here, closer than breath, nearer than your secret thoughts. I am upholding you, covering you, so that the darkness does not consume you. Each morning your eyes still open is proof that I have never left. Each beat of your heart is my reminder that I remain with you. But child, you must be watchful, for the enemy seeks, without ceasing, to turn you away from me. He sows thoughts that you are unworthy, that you are unloved, that you are nothing but a failure beyond redemption. But the truth is not so. You are chosen by me, you are called by name, you are royalty in my kingdom. You are not a burden but a treasure. You are not defined by your pain but by my love. You are not chained to your past, but destined for the future I have prepared. You are not abandoned, you belong to me. Even when you fall, I see in you the desire to rise. Even when you are silent, I hear the cry of your heart. Even in weakness, I behold you as the warrior I have called forth. So come closer to me. Dare to lay down the burdens you cling to. Dare to confess that you cannot, so that I may show you that I can. Stop pretending to be strong, for I do not require pretense. I seek only a true heart, a spirit softened to call upon me. When you lay down, I will lift up. When you surrender weakness, I will impart strength. When you open your heart, I will pour in peace beyond understanding. Do not fear returning, for I have never closed the door to you. Each time you turn back, heaven rejoices. Each time you call my name, light breaks forth in the darkness. You think I grow weary of your repentance, but child, I never have. I do not count the number of your falls. I count the times you rise again. I do not keep a record of wrongs. I keep your tears as seeds for a harvest of joy. Beloved, I call you not to punish, but to heal. I call not to expose your weakness, but to clothe you in righteousness. I do not draw you to shame, but to experience redeeming love. I know your heart is wounded. I know trust is hard, for many have failed you in my name. But I am not like them. I am not a man that I should lie. I do not betray. I do not exploit. I do not abandon. My love is pure, and it is so strong that nothing can shake it. I love you on the mountaintop, and I love you in the valley. I love you when you are strong, and I love you when you are broken. I love you not for what you do, but because you are mine, and that love will never change. So hear me again. Do not believe the lie that you are too far gone to be saved. Do not believe the whisper that it is too late to return. Right where you stand, I can reach you. In the thickest darkness, my light can shine. In the moment you feel powerless, my strength can be revealed. Let me draw you out of chaos. Let me teach you again to hear my voice. You will find that in the silence I am still speaking. In the restlessness I am still calling. In the unexplainable longing, it is I inviting you deeper. You were not born merely to survive, but to commune with me. You are not doomed to darkness. You are the light I have placed, and the darkness cannot extinguish it. You are not a failure, but a testimony of my victory. You are not a hopeless wanderer, but a child returning to the embrace of your Father. Listen once more, my child, for these words are not to frighten you, but to awaken your spirit from its long slumber. Do not ignore this truth. Darkness does not always come with a roar, but with false light, gentle words, and logic that seems reasonable. It does not pound at the door, but slips quietly in like a thief who knows the cracks in your soul. If you are not watchful, these half-truths will twist the truth, turning your heart into ground of confusion. Remember, the enemy's scheme is not to topple you in an instant, but to lead you astray little by little, until you no longer recognize how far you have drifted from the light. You thought danger lay only in great sins, in the obvious falls seen by all. But I tell you, true peril begins with what you overlook. A jealous glance left unchecked, a harsh word without repentance, a small compromise in work or relationship. These are seeds, the darkness plants. They grow roots deep into your soul, drawing you slowly away from me. The enemy knows, if he can trade your purity for fleeting, ease your steadfastness for convenience, soon you will no longer hear my voice. That is his plan. Not loud, not clear, but utterly destructive. Do not believe that the comfort the world offers is harmless. It is like a cup filled with poison, but glazed in shining enamel, making you drink it as though it would quench your thirst. Success without surrender becomes a golden chain binding you in self-deception. Pleasure without purpose is like a small flame at first, warming then consuming all that is precious. Promises of easy happiness are but smoke, leaving behind emptiness, fatigue, and despair. Remember, nothing but me can fill the void in your soul. Whatever you cling to outside of my hand will tomorrow become the burden that exhausts you. It is because I love you that I do not stay silent. I see the subtle traps encircling you, the shortcuts offered by darkness to entice you. They seem sweet, but they lead only to confusion. I want your eyes open to see that easy paths end in ruin. I want your ears to hear that the whispers are not your Father's voice, but lies clothed as truth. So I call to you, guard your heart. Do not let small compromises grow into walls that stand between us. Let me train your hands to wield spiritual weapons, not to destroy flesh, but to fight for your soul's survival. Let me teach your heart discernment so you may know true light from counterfeit light. The world will soothe you with reason. Everyone does it, it's nothing, just once. But I tell you, that is the spark of destruction. When temptation rises like a storm, call on me, and I will give you strength not to sink. When confusion clouds your mind, seek me, and I will guide your steps. When fear presses on your chest, remember I have not given you a spirit of timidity, but of power, love, and sound mind. My spirit dwells within you, not as a passing guest, but as the eternal one. You are not alone, not forsaken, not abandoned on the battlefield. You are surrounded by my light, by my unshakable promise, by the host of angels encamping around you. Believe that you are not a victim, but a warrior. Not one who merely suffers, but one who carries the authority I have given. Walk in that confidence, for only when you know to whom you belong can you stand firm against every storm. I have seen you fall many times, but do not believe that falling means the end. True strength is not in never stumbling, but in rising and returning to my embrace. Each time you come back, heaven rejoices. I do not count your failures. I count the moments your heart turns home. Let my mercy be your refuge. Let my grace be your strength. For you cannot win this battle by will alone, but you will always prevail when you cling to me. You ask, how can I stand when temptation surrounds me, when my mind is so frail? I answer, abide in me. When you abide in me, darkness cannot touch your soul. Let my word be your sword. Let my presence be your shield. Let my love surround you like an unbreakable wall. You cannot prevent temptation from appearing, but you can choose not to yield. And I have promised, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. My beloved child, do not fear. The battle is great, but I am greater. Darkness may seem strong, but it was defeated at the cross. Rise, lift your head, for you do not fight alone. I go before you, I stand beside you, I surround you. Every step you take I have prepared. Every sigh you breathe I have heard. Every tear you shed I have counted, and none of it is wasted. Therefore, my child, be bold. Let go of the false to grasp the true. Reject the alluring but dangerous voices, and choose the harder path, the way that leads to life. You are not a loser, you are chosen. You are not a copy of darkness, but the living image of me. You are not lost, you are a citizen of heaven, and when you live in this identity, no power can defeat you. Remember, my light within you is greater than all the darkness around you. You may feel weak, but I am your strength. You may feel lost, but I am your way. You may feel wounded, but I am your healing. You may feel small, but I am your eternal source. All you need is found in me. So walk, fight, endure, for you belong to me forever. My beloved child, engrave this truth upon your heart. The enemy trembles every time you begin to recognize the true worth I have planted within you. It does not fear what you own outwardly, nor does it care about worldly titles or positions, but it shudders when you discover that the very breath of God dwells in you. That is why it never ceases to attack, to sow lies, to make you believe that you are small, useless, and forgotten. It wants you to look at your scars instead of my hand that healed you. It wants you to remember only the times you fell instead of the grace that lifted you up. But my child, I have called you a child of light, and my word never returns void. Once I have named you, no power can strip that away. You are not the product of chance, but the outcome of an eternal plan woven together in my love and wisdom. Understand this. The battle you face is not merely outward trials, but the war within your mind and heart. How many times have you believed you were nothing but a follower, unworthy, left at the margins of life? How many times have you heard the whisper, "You're not good enough, you'll never change, you've gone too far"? But I have come to shatter those voices. I have come to remind you that you are the masterpiece I have created. You are not merely flesh, you carry within you a soul breathed into being to reflect my image. And while the enemy calls you a failure, I see in you a warrior being trained. While it points to your cracks, I see the light that will break forth from within them. I know there are those who wore my name yet wounded you. They acted in my name but not in my nature, and so you confused my love with human weakness. You became cautious, doubtful, even tempted to turn away from me. But my child, do not mistake me for broken people. I am not like them. I do not betray. I do not twist truth. I do not use love as a snare. My love is pure, tender, and patient. I correct but do not humiliate. I touch but do not wound. I embrace you even in your weakest hour. You may feel unworthy, but my love has never been built on your worthiness. It rests on my eternal choice, and I have never changed my mind. Open your heart, beloved. There are hidden chambers you have locked away, afraid that opening them would unleash pain again. But I do not come to reopen your wounds, I come to bind them. I long to enter the depths of your heart, even the places you thought I could never reach. You need not hide your burning memories nor imprison yourself in shame. Let me bring light transforming shadows into testimony of restoration. You are not defined by wounds, but by love purchased at the cross. You are not who the world names you, but who I have written in the book of life. The enemy wants you to forget the past of grace and only recall the past of failure. It wants you to wear a mask and live as though all is well while your soul withers inside. But I call you to truth, for only truth sets you free. I do not wait until you are perfect to draw near. I come to you in your brokenness. I am not seeking a flawless performance. I seek an honest heart. You can come to me with empty hands and a shattered spirit, and I will receive you. The more honesty you bring, the deeper I will heal. When you let go of the disguise, only then are you truly free. You were not born to spend your days chasing recognition. You were born to walk as a child of the King of Kings. The enemy knows this, so it constantly sows feelings of inadequacy, invisibility, and loneliness. It wants you to bow in shame instead of lifting your head in grace. But remember, you are an heir to an unshakable kingdom. Within you flows the blood of resurrection. Within you resides the power that rolled away the stone from the tomb. You are not abandoned, you are chosen, protected, and destined to walk in victory. Therefore, my child, do not sit in the shadows believing lies. Do not imprison yourself in the cycle of shame. If my son has set you free, then you are truly free. I want you to rise, to step out of the room of fear into the square of light. Do not think your past has stolen your future. With me, nothing you have endured is wasted. Every tear, every wound, every stumble becomes material I use to build something new within you. What you thought was an ending, I make a beginning. What you called destruction, I call preparation. Stand firm in this truth. You are not defined by your brokenness, but by the love I have poured out. I do not see you through the lens of your mistakes, but through the righteousness of my Son. I do not count your failures, I treasure the moments your heart returns. I do not measure, I do not wait to punish. I only long for you to return so I may continue the journey with you. You belong to me, and no power can snatch you from my hand. So rise, beloved, believe me once more. Walk in the true identity I have spoken over you. Let my love silence the lies, let my grace cover your wounds, let my presence surround each step you take. And one day, when you look back, you will no longer see a soul marked by failure, but a child of God, strong, chosen, never forsaken. You will understand that everything the enemy meant to destroy you has become proof of your victory. You will realize you did not just survive, you triumphed, and you will walk as mine forevermore. My beloved, the night has grown darker, and the days ahead are not as bright as you had hoped. But even in the thickest darkness, do not fear. Darkness only makes the light shine brighter, and that light I placed within you before you were formed. You were not born at random, but for an appointed time. This world is wandering astray, but I have chosen you to be a sign of hope, a lamp along shadowed paths. Do not think your light is too small, for when it comes from me, no force can extinguish it. Do not think your flame is weak, for even the fiercest storm cannot snuff it out. I am the one who kindled it. Yet you must learn to guard and nourish that flame each day, lest it fade in the deceptive winds of this world. Come near to me when the world is loud. Sit in stillness and listen to my voice before the world rushes to fill you with noise, worry, fear, and ambition. You need my armor, not hollow promises outside. When morning comes, if you let me go before you, you will step out with a clear mind and a steadfast heart. Every time you return to me, heaven rejoices, for you have opened your heart to the source of life. You think I tire of your repeated stumbles, but my child, never once have I turned away from your cry. I do not count your failures to mock you. I only count the moments you return so I may embrace you again. My grace is not a shallow well in the desert. It is an endless spring flowing day and night with mercy. My love is not bound by time, nor fleeting like human affection. You can come to me broken, weary, scarred, and I will not turn you away. I do not demand that you be clean before you come. I am the one who cleanses you. You need not hide the stains on your soul, for I saw them long before, and that is precisely why I brought you home. True love does not close its door on the lost. It opens wide its arms the moment they return. Remember, you will stumble still, for you are human, and weakness is part of you. But do not let weakness drive you from me. Let it be the reason you run faster into my arms. Do not let shame press your head down in hiding. Let it lift your eyes toward the light. When you fall, I do not turn away. I stoop down to lift you. When you trip, I do not abandon. I extend my hand to raise you. When dust clings to your feet, I wash them in the waters of grace. I never cease whispering, you are forgiven, you are loved, and you are mine forever. My child, you think your falls have stripped you of value, but in truth they only reveal more of my grace. You think it is too late to return, but I am still waiting like a father standing at the gate, longing for the prodigal to come home. No matter how far you wander, my eyes follow you. No matter how long you walk in darkness, the flame of my love burns unquenched. I not only forgive you, I restore you, rebuilding what seemed ruined. You see scars as ugly marks, but I see them becoming powerful testimony that grace is real. Do not doubt. My love for it is unlike any love you have ever known. It does not rise and fall with emotions. It does not fade with time. It stands firm as mountains, yet is gentle as the breeze. It is strong enough to protect, yet tender enough to heal. Each time you return, you will not find reproach, but outstretched arms. Each time you weep, you will not hear judgment, but the whisper, "You belong to me." And even when you wander again, I will keep searching for you. You may grow weary, but I never grow tired of loving you. Lift up your head, child, for what I have for you still lies ahead. Your future is not defined by past failures. It is opened by my hand, the one who knows the beginning and the end. You do not need to dwell in the shadows of fear. Walk in the light of hope. You need not tremble before accusations. Cling to my word. Everything you have lost, I can redeem. Every tear you have shed, I have recorded. Every step back toward me, I turn into heaven's celebration. So come, beloved. Do not wait until you are good enough. Do not wait until you have done everything right. Come as you are, and let me do the rest. Let me heal what you thought was dead. Let me restore the dreams you buried. Let me place in your heart the peace no one can take away. Darkness may roar, but it cannot quench the light I have placed in you. And once you learn to tend that light each day, no power will ever overthrow you. You were born for such a time as this, to become a witness to my love in a world sinking into chaos. The fire you carry is not only to warm yourself, but to bring light to other wandering souls. When you sit with me, you will be equipped. When you step out, you will carry my presence. And when the world looks upon you, they will not merely see a person, but they will behold my image within you. That is why you cannot give up. That is why you must keep coming back, keep believing, keep tending the flame. For my love never grows weary and my kingdom never fades. My child, I know the enemy seeks to keep you bound in cycles of shame and silence. It wants you to believe you are worthless, that every effort is in vain. It whispers that you will never overcome, that your past condemns you, and your future is sealed. But fix your eyes on me, for I have come to break those chains. Shame shall not hold your soul forever. My son bore it all upon the cross, and when he declared, "It is finished," it meant that freedom was given to you. Not a fragile freedom lasting for a moment, but true deliverance, eternal and untouchable by any power. You think your story has ended in failure, but I tell you that the pages are still being written. I have never been one to abandon what I begin. What I start, I will bring to completion. I am the Alpha and the Omega, and in my hands no chapter of your life will remain unfinished. I will not leave you dwelling in incompleteness, for I have ordained a better ending for you. The ashes you clutch, I will turn into gardens. The pain you endure, I will transform into purpose. The tears you shed I will make into fresh laughter, not because you strive to be strong, but because you have allowed me to enter the deepest places of your heart. Understand this, child, you are not the target of darkness because you are weak, but because you carry the potential that belongs to me. The enemy trembles at the light I have placed within you. It sees the calling on your life, and it knows that if you rise, many others will be set free. That is why it fights with all its might to stop you, to sow doubt, to convince you of worthlessness. But remember, no weapon forged against you can prosper when you are in me. The accusations will fade away, but my word endures forever. You have a calling, you carry a light, you have a destiny that only you can walk in. I have placed within you a treasure beyond all you could imagine, and I will not allow any power to bury it. Take my hand once more. Dare to believe me again. Walk with me once more. Do not think you have gone too far to return, for a single step toward me is enough for me to embrace you fully in my arms. You were never called to strive alone. I go before you to make the way. I fight battles for you that your eyes have never seen. I shield you from schemes you never knew existed. You may not understand why I allow certain struggles, but one day you will see it was not to crush you, but to strengthen you, not to destroy you, but to prepare you. Through these trials, the strength I planted within you from the beginning will be revealed. You are more than a conqueror, not by your strength, but by the resurrection power I have placed within you. You are not a victim left behind on the battlefield, but a warrior chosen by me, clothed in love and grace. Rise up, my child, for I am not finished with you. Indeed, what I am about to do is greater than anything you have endured. You will step out of this darkness not merely as a survivor, but as a living testimony. What once bowed your head in shame will become a powerful witness to lift others. You belong to me. You are never alone. Every tear I have kept, every groan I have heard, every faltering step I have upheld. You will pass through this hard season not just to survive, but to mature, to walk in the freedom and authority I have promised. When the storm subsides, you will see you are no longer the same. You will see new light in your eyes, new joy in your heart, and a peace in your soul that the world cannot take away. So then, my child, stand firm once more. Hold fast to my word even if everything around you shakes. Believe that my hand is holding you, and I will never let you go. This is not the end. This is the turning point into a new chapter. I am the God who never gives up, and I will finish the work I began in you. You will see that every sorrow has been the soil from which eternal flowers bloom. And when that day comes, heaven will rejoice, and you will know this truth. My love has never let you go. Beloved one, I see the depths of your heart where no one else can reach. I know the wounds that pierce like blades and the invisible weight that bends your shoulders. You need not pretend to be strong before me, for I have witnessed the tears upon your pillow, the restless nights of hopeless turning. I do not stand far away as an indifferent observer. I am there in the freezing silence where you long for just one word, one sign that you are not alone. Do not think I have forgotten, for every cry unspoken has already reached my ear. I incline myself to listen to the trembling rhythms of your soul. Many times you have collapsed, believing you could not rise again, yet in those moments I carried you. Your feet may have lost strength, but you are still moving forward because I have borne your burden. You are still breathing, still standing, still enduring, not by your own will, but because my grace, like unseen wind, lifts you up. When you wonder why you are still here, the answer is this: I have not let go. Every time you thought you were breaking, my love was holding the pieces. You thought you were only ashes, but I saw the ember within them, and I have never stopped breathing it to flame. Remember, this present sorrow will not last forever, however thick the night dawn is drawing near. The valley you walk through is not your end, but a passageway. The enemy wants you to believe it is a grave, but it is merely a corridor to a new door. I am not writing a sentence of condemnation for you. I am writing a chapter of refinement. I am not placing a period. I am placing a comma so the story continues. Every step is not meaningless. Every pain is becoming a furnace of purity. Every tear, a seed for a harvest of blessing. You may not understand why I allow these things. You may blame my silence. But child, it is in silence that I do my deepest work. Like a refiner, I place gold into the fire, not to destroy it, but to remove its impurities. The fire burns and makes you cry out, but it renders you purer, more radiant. I know you wish to be released quickly, but if gold is removed too soon, it is not yet perfect. I know exactly when the fire is enough, when you are ready. You are not being consumed to nothing, you are being reshaped. Remember Job, who lost everything, family, wealth, health. He sat in ashes, crying in agony, abandoned even by friends. Yet I was there, silent for a time, until at last I revealed myself. And Job received not only restoration, but a vision of me deeper than ever before. So it shall be with you. In this suffering you will see me more clearly, hear my voice even in stillness, and when you come through you will know that my love never left you, not even in the depths. Do not let fear tell you that you cannot go on. I am your strength. When your hands tremble, place them in mine. When your eyes are blurred with tears, let me wipe them and guide your steps. When your heart is heavy, let me lift each burden away. You were never meant to carry it all alone, for I have not called you to bear everything yourself. If you surrender your weakness to me, you will find a new strength that comes not from you, but from the Father of life. You are in a season of testing, but every season passes. Do not mistake this trial for your final destiny. It is only the refining journey to make you strong, to deepen your understanding of grace, to make you a living testimony that my love is sufficient to carry you through every storm. And when that day comes, you will stand firm with a compassion never known before, with eyes that have seen my power, with a faith unshakable. You will be a witness that pain does not define you. Only I, the one who loves you eternally, shape who you are. My beloved, hold fast. Do not fear the long nights, for dawn will come. Do not tremble under the weight, for I carry it with you. Do not think you are alone, for I surround you with my presence and my angels. One day when you look back, you will see every step, every tear, every fall I have woven into a tapestry of glory. And in that moment you will declare, if not for you, I could never have made it. It was the love of the Lord that kept me whole. My precious child, I know your eyes cannot yet see the full picture. Your ears cannot yet hear the fullness of my voice. Your heart trembles at the upheavals of life. I know you stand in the storm with questions spiraling in your mind. Why has God not calmed the waves? Why have my prayers not been answered? Why does the darkness linger on, child? These questions are not signs of a weak faith, but signs that you are still seeking me. And I do not despise them. I hold them close, turning them into a journey of deeper intimacy with me. You may not understand now, but one day you will look back and see that every time you thought you would break, it was my hands that upheld you. You think I am delayed, but I am never late. I do not move by your clock, but by eternity, which I hold in my hand. What you see as slow, I call exact. What you see as halted, I call preparation. What you see as delay, I call protection from what would destroy you if it came too soon. Child, I do not act in haste, nor do I rush at the world's command. I am the one who knows the beginning and the end. When I let you walk through storms, it is not to make you sink, but to teach you to walk upon the waves. Not to shatter you, but to make you steadfast. Faith is not forged in calm, but in fire, in wind, in the collapse of all things, yet still you choose to trust me. What you see before your eyes are fragments, but I see them as the raw materials for building. You call it failure, but I call it the process of growth. You feel silence as abandonment, but I use silence to draw you into an intimacy that only you and I share. There are things I do not extinguish right away, because I want you to discover the strength I have already placed within you. There are doors I have not yet opened, because I want you to learn how to stand and wait in patience, so that when the doors finally swing wide, your heart will be mature enough to enter. My child, if I allow you to endure trials, it is not to break you, but to refine you. Like gold in the fire, it shines only after being tested. Like a seed buried in the ground, it must die before it brings forth life. You are not being destroyed, you are being prepared. Look back, dear one. Each time you thought you could not take another step, yet you still stood in the end. That was not because you were strong, but because my grace held you. Each day you thought you were forgotten, yet your breath remained. Your heart still beat. That was the proof I never left you. Even when darkness covered you, I was working behind the scenes. Just because your eyes did not see does not mean I was not acting. Just because your heart did not feel does not mean my plan was not in motion. Do not let feelings dictate your faith, for feelings shift like the wind, but my word stands forever. I know the path you walk. I have sealed purpose upon your life, and no delay, no pain, no enemy can erase what I have intended for you. You are not forgotten. I have not overlooked you. You are not being punished. You are being trained. Every trial is not proof that I have turned away, but evidence that I am shaping you for something greater. Like Joseph, who was sold into slavery and imprisoned, it was all a pathway to the throne. Like David, who hid in caves and wept from betrayal, those very days prepared him to be a king after my heart. And so every tear you shed, every night you endure, is shaping your soul. One day you will look back and give thanks not only for the blessings, but even for the storms. For you will see that the storm did not drown you, but became the bridge that carried you closer to me. Stand firm, my beloved. Let faith be refined like gold in the fire. Let brokenness become the foundation for building. Let failure become the stepping stone for growth. Do not see with limited eyes, see with faith that I am still writing the story. The chapter you are in may feel heavy, but it is not the end. I am the beginning and the end. When I have spoken a word, no one can erase it. When I have placed my seal, no one can take it away. You are engraved upon the palm of my hand, and no power can erase your name. So do not fear the storm, for I am there. Do not tremble at delay, for I am never late. Do not doubt because of darkness, for my light still shines. You are not abandoned. You are being prepared to step into the good I have ordained. My beloved, I see your shoulders bent under the weight of long days. I hear the sighs you hide in the night, and I know your soul is weary, longing only to give up. But child, do not carry it all alone. You were not created to bear the weight of the world. I am still here waiting for you to release, waiting for you to let me carry what you cannot. I never asked you to walk by yourself. You only need to rest your head upon my shoulder, and I will renew you day by day. Remember, when you force yourself to hold on, you only prolong exhaustion. The world has taught you to be strong, to fight on your own, to hide your weakness. But I tell you, true strength is not in striving, but in admitting your helplessness and placing it into my hands. I do not mock you in weakness, nor turn away when you fall. It is in the very moment you are most broken that I hold you closest. When your feet can no longer move, I carry you forward. I want you to know this: weariness is not the end, but an invitation to stop and rest in my presence. You often think, my presence is only where you plead for deliverance. But child, my presence is not only where chains break, it is where lasting peace is found. You come to me not only to be rescued, but to have your tears wiped away, to hear me whisper to your heart that you are never alone. When you kneel in the silence of your room, when you speak words no one hears, I hear. When your heart is shattered, when you have no words to pray, I read the hidden language of your soul, and I want you to feel that I am not a distant, cold God observing from afar. I am nearer than your breath, closer than your fleeting thoughts. I am here in every beat of your heart. There is nothing you face today that I have not already overcome. You may feel fear, but remember, I bore that fear. You may feel pain, but I endured a deeper pain. You may feel lost and confused, but I went before you, opened the way, and took all the chaos upon the cross. I bore the brokenness, the weight, the darkness, and I defeated it. The tomb once held me, but it could not keep me. If even death could not hold me, how long do you think this darkness can hold you? You belong to me, and no prison can keep you forever. Look to the cross where I saw you. Before you were born, before these dark days, I saw every tear, every pain, every wandering step. I carried them in every thorn, every lash, every drop of blood. When I walked up Golgotha, I thought of this very moment, the moment you feel like giving up, sitting in darkness, thinking there is nothing left to hold on to. But I chose not to give up so that today you could hear this: you are not defeated by the dark. The grave could not hold me, and this darkness cannot hold you. My beloved, I know how many times you wanted to run away, to drop everything, to stop hoping. But I call you to stand once more. You do not need to be strong by the world's standard. You only need to hold my hand. I am the strength you seek, the peace your heart longs for. I am the living water in the desert, the soft pillow in the sleepless night. Give me one more chance. Let me remind you who you truly are. Not a failure, not forsaken, but my beloved child of the one who conquered death itself. And when you surrender into my arms, you will find a strange freedom. The weight upon your shoulders will lift. The fears that held you captive will fade. You will feel light, not because your circumstances changed instantly, but because I am with you in them. You will see that darkness no longer has the power to define you. It is only a passage. I am the one who writes the ending, and the ending will not be destruction but victory. Lift up your head, child. Do not let your tears cloud your vision. I am leading you through the valley, but the valley is not your destination. It is only a road, not the final stop. You will pass through, and when you do, you will emerge stronger, wiser, and filled with love. You will carry a heart that understands a spirit of compassion, a deeper faith. The wounds of today will become evidence of my faithfulness, and when you tell your story, others will see my strength in your life. My beloved, believe this is not the end. You still have a journey, a calling, a future in the light. Darkness does not have the last word. I hold the ending. And that ending is resurrection, new life, joy instead of sorrow, peace instead of fear. This is my promise, and I never break my promises. Take courage, for I have overcome the world, and in my victory you will overcome too. Engrave this in your heart. You are not merely a soul wandering through a fleeting life. You are a child of resurrection. In every strand of your DNA is victory, not by your strength, but by the triumph I gave at the cross. You carry within you the mark of a new beginning, a life unchained by past or failure. What I began in you I will finish, for I am not one who abandons halfway, nor do I write unfinished stories. Do not fear feeling inadequate, for my process will not stop until you are made complete in me. You think your silent tears are meaningless, but I tell you, each drop is remembered like a precious pearl. Not one falls unnoticed. I do not let them slip into oblivion. I gather them, I keep them, and I use even what feels painful to sow a harvest of joy. You may not understand why you must endure so many tears, but child, I am turning each drop into a seed planted in the soil of your faith. And when the season comes, you will see fruit in abundance, not only for yourself, but as shade and blessing for many others. Do not think, child, that I am distant or silent in your pain. I am not deaf to your cries, nor indifferent to your battles. I know and I understand. I walked the road of suffering you now walk. I tasted rejection, betrayal, and scorn. I felt the loneliness to the very end, even as I was abandoned on the cross, so that you would never have to endure it alone. Because I know I can heal. Because I went through it, I can lead you through without your soul breaking. Do not believe the lie that you are alone. Loneliness whispers that you are forsaken, but that is not my voice. I have never turned away, never abandoned, never left you. When the night grows heavy, I am there. When your heart aches, I hold you. When you tremble in fear, I place my hand upon you like a tender father soothing his child. I promise not for a single moment will you ever be left alone. You must remember, resurrection is not merely a story in an ancient book. Resurrection is the very breath moving within you, the victorious blood flowing through your veins. I have risen from the dead, and that same power dwells in you, so that you will not collapse before the darkness. What I accomplished thousands of years ago, I am still accomplishing in you today. You were created to carry victory, to rise again after every fall, to sing the song of hope even while still in the valley. You see yourself as weak, yet in that very weakness I reveal my strength. You see yourself as lacking, yet in that emptiness your heart opens to receive what I long to give. You think you have reached the end, but I say this is only a chapter unfolding. You may believe your life is over, but I declare it is not finished. You are not at a dead end. You are in the process. My hands are shaping. I am the faithful one who completes what I have begun in you, and I never stop halfway. I know there are moments when you ask, why must it hurt so much? Beloved, transformation is birthed through pain. Just as the seed must crack open in the darkness of the earth for new life to break forth, so must you endure the fractures through which the light of life will flow. What you call brokenness, I call a beginning. What you name failure, I call preparation. What you see as the end, I see as the threshold into a deeper, fuller journey with me. So let my words comfort you. Let this truth be engraved upon your heart: you are never alone. When you enter the darkest room, my light still walks with you. When you breathe in anxiety, I am the breath of peace surrounding you. When you are too weak even to pray, I hear your sighs. When you collapse, I carry you in my arms. I am the ever-present one, never absent whether you feel me or not. You think at times that my silence means I have abandoned you, but my silence does not mean absence. It means I am working in quietness, preparing what your eyes have not yet seen. I am the one who never sleeps, never grows weary. I watch over you when you have no strength left to pray. I uphold you, even when you doubt your ability to stand. I love you not because you are flawless, but because you belong to me. And because you belong to me, you will never be forsaken. Do not let the darkness deceive you. Do not believe the accusing voices that say, you are nothing. I have called you my child, my heir, the bearer of victory. I have placed you among the redeemed. You are not fragile in my eyes. You are a warrior resurrected in my power. Lift your head, believe, and walk in the assurance that I am with you. The night may still linger, but the dawn is already prepared to break. I promise you it is not over. The tears you shed today will become radiant laughter tomorrow. The wounds you endure will become a living testimony. The valleys you walk through will blossom into fields of flowers. I will not allow a single moment of your life to be wasted. Every step, every breath, every tear is woven by me into the eternal tapestry, and when the painting is complete, you will marvel that even the dark strokes have shaped a masterpiece. My beloved, you bear the seal of resurrection. You have been marked with a love that never fades. Rest then in this certainty: I will never abandon you, I will never depart from you. No depth can hide you from me, no height can remove you from my reach. No failure can turn me away, no wound can make me reject you. You are my child, cherished, protected, and destined to reach the finish line in victory. My covenant with you is not like the fragile covenants of men here today and gone tomorrow, warm one day and cold the next. My covenant is eternal, unshaken by circumstance, unmoved by emotion. I do not hold you close because you always do right, but because my love for you has never waned. You often wonder, how could God remain near one so full of faults? But my child, it is because of your weakness that my heart longs for you all the more. As a father rushes to lift his fallen child, brushes off the dust and whispers, you are still mine, so I draw near, not because you are perfect, but because I am Father, and a true father never abandons his wounded child. You fear your doubts will disappoint me, that your weakness, your weary nights, your failures will push me away. But I am never surprised by what you face. I am not shaken by your questions. I do not withdraw when you tremble in the dark. Instead, I have always been there, patient, waiting for you to notice my presence. I am in the battle with you, not standing outside to judge, but standing within, carrying the heaviest weight so you will not collapse completely. You need not pretend to be strong at all times, for I do not love a false version of you. I love the real you, with tears, with cracks, with all your stumbles. So many times you wear a mask for us, a smile, and tell the world I'm fine. But when night falls and no one else is near you, sit with your brokenness. I see it all. I know exactly where you still bleed, the wounds you hide even from yourself, and I long to enter that very place. You need not conceal anything from me, for nothing is hidden from me. What I desire is not performance, but openness. Lower the walls, my child. Allow me to sit with you in your pain. Healing begins when you stop pretending, when you no longer say, I'm fine, while breaking inside. You think it's safer to live as though nothing is wrong, to bury your pain and busy yourself through the day. But that is only suppression, never healing. One day the wound still bleeds, still brings you down. I do not want you to merely survive. I want you to live, truly live, with a light heart and a free soul. I cannot bless the false image you try to uphold. I want to touch the real you with all your weakness and brokenness. It is there that my grace takes root, and there that my love brings healing. You are never too broken for me to restore. I am the Creator, the one who shaped you from nothing, who called life out of ashes, who brought water from the rock. You think your wounds are too deep, but look at my hands, the hands that healed the blind, raised the lame, touched the leper, and restored them. If those hands formed the universe, then nothing in you is beyond my power. No scar is permanent in my hands. No soul is too far for me to reach. No heart is too shattered for me to mend. Remember David, who fell into grievous sin, who stumbled so deeply that men thought he could never rise. Yet when he tore down his pride, when he knelt and prayed, "Create in me a clean heart, O God," I not only forgave but restored, and even used his life as a beacon for generations. So it is with you. You are not defined by your failures, but by my redemption. You are not bound to darkness, but called into light. I know there are days you whisper, "I cannot change. I am too far gone." But that is not my voice. Those are lies. My word declares, "You are my beloved, chosen child." I see potential beyond your fears. I see calling beyond your doubts. I see in you a flame that never died, only hidden beneath ashes. I have not come to scold you for its weakness, but to breathe upon it until it burns again. Do not run from me. Do not hide your pain. Do not think I only love the best version of you. I love you wholly, from your frail beginnings through your stumbles and forevermore. I do not love you for what you do. I love you because you are mine. That love will never change. In weakness you will find my strength. In dead ends you will see my miracles. In brokenness you will witness my hands rebuilding something more beautiful. So pause, my child, and sit with me. Let your burdens fall. Let the truth be uncovered. Let my hands reach the places you fear to face. Do not fear the pain of an open wound, for only then does healing truly begin. I do not desire you to live in pretense. I desire for you freedom, for you peace. That comes not when you strive harder, but when you let me be your strength. You will never be abandoned. You are never too far for me to find. You are never too late for me to save. You are never too ruined for me to restore. My love is stronger than every chain, my grace greater than every failure. Sit with me and you will see. You will see the peace you have searched for all your life. You will see the freedom the world could never give. And you will know from beginning to end that I am Father and you are child forever in my unfailing covenant. I know there were times you thought you had gone too far, wandered beyond my reach, lost yourself in a land where no light could come. But hear me, not one of your steps has ever left my sight. No place is too dark for my light to pierce. No pit is too deep for my arm to descend. You cannot lose me, for I chose you long before you knew me. You may forget me, but I have never forgotten you. You may run far, but I have followed every breath. And when you finally stop, you will find I am still there, patiently waiting, never letting go, never turning away, never forsaking you. You are not defined by the mistakes of your past, nor are you bound by the memories that bring you shame. I see every fracture within you, but I do not turn away, I long to heal. I know each mask you wear to hide your pain, but I do not desire for you to live forever in pretense. You may believe there is nothing left in you worth loving yet. My love is not based on performance or perfection. I love you not because of what you have done, but because you are you. You belong to me, and that belonging cannot be taken away, cannot be traded. In my eyes, you are not a failure. You are a work molded by my hands, the breath I have breathed into you, the precious jewel I keep close to my heart. Understand this, the season you are walking through is not meant to destroy you, but to reveal you. Fire is not kindled to consume, but to illuminate and refine. These difficult days are not punishments, but the process of drawing out what I already placed within you. Inside you is a strength you have not yet known. Inside you is a faith that only trials can awaken. Inside you is a warrior who has been sleeping, and now the flame of testing is stirring that warrior to rise. You think the pain will crush you, but in truth it is uncovering the greatness I sowed in you from the beginning. I want you to remember that your identity is not found in the battle nor in the trials you are enduring. Your identity is not failure, not rejection, not accusation. Your true identity is found in me, your Redeemer. You are not defined by your wounds. You are defined by the blood of the Lamb shed for you. You are not framed by fear. You are covered by perfect love that drives out fear. You are not your tears. You are the joy I have promised. You are not a victim of darkness. You are a bearer of light that no darkness can extinguish. My beloved, I call you more than a conqueror. Not because you have never stumbled, but because each time you fall, I lift you up again. Not because you have defeated every enemy, but because I have overcome for you. The cross was not only the victory of my Son, it is the victory you now share. The empty tomb is not only a witness of resurrection power, it is the assurance that you partake in new life. Within you flows the blood of triumph, a blood that never yields. Lift up your head, for heaven has called you by a new name. That name is not defeated but redeemed, not forsaken but belonging. I know there are days when you feel weak, trembling, powerless. But it is in those very moments that my love shines clearer. I do not love you because you are strong. I love you even in your weakness. I do not love you because you are flawless. I love you in the midst of your mistakes. It is when you are broken that my light can pierce through most brightly within you. It is when you are exhausted that my strength is revealed in full. You think you are only ashes, but within those ashes I see seeds of life. I will not abandon you. I patiently breathe upon the ember until the flame rises again, and one day you will look back and see that the ashes have become a garden, that the night has surrendered to the dawn. Do not fear shame. There is no stain that my mercy cannot cleanse. Do not fear fear itself. There is no trembling that my love cannot drive away. Do not fear the past. There is no mistake greater than my grace. Let me wash every blemish, mend every fracture, and call you back to the truth of who you are. You are my beloved child. You are the warrior I have trained. You are the one who carries my light into the darkness. Stand firm, my child. The storm may roar, but it will not last forever. The night may be deep, but dawn is drawing near. You may tremble, but you will not collapse. For in all things I am still writing your story, and I have never left a story unfinished. I am the beginning and the end. If I have begun a good work in you, I will bring it to completion. In the end, as you look back, you will see clearly not one step was wasted, not one tear was lost, not one pain was forgotten. All of it has been woven into a tapestry of glory. Believe me, you are not what you are going through. You are what I have spoken over you. I declare you forgiven. I declare you anointed. I declare you chosen. I declare you more than a conqueror. And my word stands firm, forever unchanging. My beloved, carve this into your heart. My words are not empty echoes, but eternal imprints on your life. I call you chosen not because you are perfect, but because my love covered you before you were born. I redeemed you not with silver or gold, but with the precious blood of the Lamb, and no power can deny this. I have anointed you with my Spirit, and within you dwells a power that even death cannot imprison. You were not born to lose, nor to be buried in darkness, but to live in the victory already ordained. I declare that you will pass through, not merely survive, but rise as a witness of my glory. Let me guide each step you take, for you do not need to know the whole path to walk in safety. You only need to know whose hand holds you. Every moment, every breath, every step I will provide. When your strength fails, I give power. When your mind is confused, I give wisdom. When your soul trembles, I give peace. When your hands are empty, I open the storehouses of heaven. You do not need to carry it all. You only need to let me go before you while you faithfully follow. Remember, one day requires only one step, and one step requires only one act of faith. And I will turn that small step into a journey that leads you to places you never imagined. You may think you will collapse, but I say this: I will not let you fall without lifting you up. When you stumble, my hand is outstretched to catch you. When you falter from exhaustion, my grace becomes the soft cushion that raises you to stand again. You think the fire around you will consume you, but I am the one walking with you through the flames, working miracles so that not even the smell of smoke clings to your clothes. Just as with Daniel's 3 friends long ago when they were thrown into the furnace, there was a fourth standing with them. My child, that fourth is me. Even in the fire of trial, you are never alone. For because I am with you, the fire refines but cannot destroy you. Do not fear what lies ahead. You do not need to hold every script. You only need to trust that I have written the whole story of your life. I go before to prepare the way. I go behind to guard. I surround to protect. You are within my arms, and no force can break through. No weapon formed against you shall prosper, for before the enemy schemes, I have already decreed your victory. No storm will drown you, for I am the anchor that holds the lamp that shines the voice that calms the waves. You think you are small, but when you stand in me, all of hell trembles. Therefore walk not with trembling feet, but with steadfast faith that you belong to me. Remember, I have placed you in this world for such a time as this. You carry a light that darkness cannot extinguish, a life that death cannot steal. Let my words soak into your heart. Let my grace be your armor. Let my spirit be your weapon. Wherever you go, I am there. Whatever you endure, I am with you. Whoever you face, I have already overcome. And when it is finished, when the ashes settle, all will see. You are not merely a survivor, but a testimony of the undefeated power of God. I know every word you read now does not easily sink in. But let your heart open, for my words are not to burden you more, but to ease the weight you are carrying. You have seen me act in the past, in the lives of those before you, and in the very moments when you thought you could not endure. So believe what I have done before I can do again for you. The promises I have spoken are never empty, and I, the faithful God, will fulfill them to the end. I am not like man who changes, nor like the world that forgets quickly. I am steadfast, I am faithful, and no word from my mouth ever returns void. You often think I am only near in moments of glory, when you lift your eyes in praise, when your hands rise strong in faith. But my child, I am even closer in the moments when you collapse. When you sit on the floor releasing cries too deep for words, that is when I kneel beside you. When your heart shatters with unspeakable loss, I press my heart to yours, so it will not break further. You think I withdraw when you are filled with doubt, but no, I am still there. I have never been offended by the questions in your heart, the doubts, the laments, even your anger. I hear them all, and I do not abandon you because of them. Remember the story of the shepherd. He had 99 sheep safe, but he left them to search for the one that was lost. That is who I am. I see you when you stray, when you feel adrift, when you think no one is seeking you, but I do not abandon. I cross deserts, climb mountains, face danger just to carry you home. You may see yourself as worthless, but to me, you are worth leaving everything behind to find. And when I find you, I do not scold, I do not drive you away. I hold you tight, bring you home, and throw a celebration because you have returned. You are my joy. Perhaps right now you do not feel me. You may sit in an empty room surrounded by silence, believing I have forgotten you. But my child's silence is not proof of absence. Sometimes I speak through silence, so that your heart ceases chasing the noise of the world and begins to hear my voice in the depths. Sometimes I use a stranger, a fleeting word, an unexpected embrace to show you I still care. Sometimes I let your very tears become the language I use to answer. You think you are only crying, but in truth I am cleansing your soul with every drop. I want you to know my love never ceases. I am always speaking, always loving, always moving. Even when you do not see, my hands are weaving the tapestry you now only glimpse in fragments. One day when you look back, you will see the whole picture, the curves, the dark shades that once seemed meaningless, all contributing to a masterpiece. You will know that I did not bless only in ease, but even in burdens I was quietly leading you into deeper freedom, greater peace. You will thank me not only for joys, but for the trials that brought you closer to me than ever before. My child, I did not create you just to survive, to crawl through days counting down until breath is gone. I created you to overcome. I have called you not only to endure, but to rise. Trials do not have permission to define you. They are only the refining fire, melting away what is unnecessary to reveal the pure gold within your soul. Pain is not the end, it is the tool I use to carve strength and faith into you. You think you are being crushed, but you are being remade. You think you have lost everything, but I am preparing something far greater than you can yet see. Remember Joseph, He was sold into slavery, betrayed, and thrown into prison. People called him a prisoner, but I called him a leader. When the appointed time came, every past suffering became the very platform from which he saved an entire nation. So it is with you. The dark days you are walking through are not wasted. I will use them to prepare you for what is coming. And one day the very things that once brought you to your knees will become a living testimony of my power and my faithfulness. My beloved, do not be afraid. This pain will not bury you, it will lift you up. This burden will not crush you, it will make you steadfast. I know that for now you cannot see it. Your eyes see only ashes, not the flower rising from the ruins. But I am the one who works wonders from ashes, who turns tears into laughter, who transforms loss into treasure. There is only one thing you need to do. Do not let go of my hand. Allow me to walk with you, and I will turn everything the enemy intended for your destruction into instruments to display my glory. My child, take courage. This is not the end. This is not a dead end, but only a bend in the road. You will not come out merely weary, but as one who has been trained, strengthened, and filled with power. You will not just survive, you will overcome. You will not merely endure, you will shine. And many will look at you and see my love, my power, and my grace flowing through you. For you are mine, and your story is still being written by my faithful hand. My beloved, the season you are going through is not meaningless. I know there are nights when you cry until no tears are left, wondering, is this worth anything? Does God see me at all? You think each step you take is only a hopeless repetition of pain. But I tell you, not a single tear falls without me keeping it, not a single cry rises without me hearing, not a single moment passes without my presence. This season, with all its heaviness, is still being woven into my greater plan, and it will not be wasted. Like a weaver who sees the completed pattern while others only see tangled threads, I see the whole picture that you cannot yet perceive. And when the time comes, you will realize that every chaotic thread has been woven into something beautiful. You may feel too weak to stand, too exhausted to keep walking. I know your shoulders are heavy, your feet unsteady, your heart cracked with wounds, but it is right there in your emptiness that my strength is made perfect. When Paul pleaded for the thorn in his flesh to be removed, I said to him, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. So do not be ashamed of your frailty. Weakness does not make you useless. It is an opportunity for you to see my power more clearly. You do not need to prove yourself to me. I did not choose you because you were strong, but because I desired to reveal my strength through you. There are times you think you are lost, wandering in endless circles with no way out. You look ahead and see only darkness. You look around and see only uncertain paths. But my child, I am your way. When you think there is no path, I will open a way in the desert. When you think everything is blocked, I will part the sea so you may walk on dry ground. I never asked you to know the whole plan. I only call you to take my hand step by step. You do not need a map when you are walking with the one who made the earth. Just trust in me, and you will never be lost. You may feel broken, like a vessel shattered beyond repair. You hide the cracks, fearing that others will judge or abandon you. But I do not see you as worthless. I see you as a vessel still in my hands, as pottery being restored. Just as Japanese artisans mend broken pottery with gold, making it more precious than before, so too do I mend you with love and grace, turning your cracks into a testimony of restoration. You think you have lost your value, but I will make you a living witness that my love is stronger than all brokenness. I am with you, even in the moments that feel most lonely. When friends leave, when family does not understand, when all around you falls silent, I am still there, unchanging. I do not watch from afar. I walk the dusty roads with you. I pass through the fire at your side. As I was with Daniel's 3 friends in the furnace, I am also in the midst of your fire, and I promise the flames will not consume you, but will reveal my power. I never leave you to carry everything alone. I am your resting place, your shelter when all else shakes, the arms where you can lay your head. Do not believe the lie that hope is gone. When you are in me, hope is always alive, even when every outward sign says otherwise. Hope is not built on circumstances, but on the one who has promised. I am faithful. I never break my word. Even if every door seems shut, I hold the key to open the way. Even if you think you have reached the end, I can write a new beginning. You are never without hope when you are with me, because I myself am the unfailing source of hope. Neither do you lose purpose when you walk with me. The world may take opportunities, people may reject you, but no one can strip away the purpose I have placed within you. I know what you were created for, and I am still guiding you there, even if the way now feels winding. Every delay, every pain, every trial is part of the process I use to prepare you. Just as Joseph was sold into slavery, falsely accused and forgotten in prison, yet in the end rose to save many lives, so too your purpose is not buried by circumstances. It is being refined so that when it is revealed it will shine brighter than ever. You are never truly in darkness when my light is within you. Darkness may surround you, but it cannot extinguish the flame inside. At times you think that light is too small, but even the faintest spark drives away the deepest gloom. And my light in you never goes out. It may be veiled by worry or fear, but it does not disappear. When you turn back, I will breathe on it again, and it will shine to guide your steps. You do not need to fear the dark, for you carry within you the eternal light. So even when you cannot see the path ahead, do not tremble. Hold firmly to my hand. I see the full picture. I know every way I have ordered every step. You do not need to understand everything. You only need to trust that I see, I know, and I am good. My goodness does not depend on whether life feels easy or hard. It is my unchanging nature. I can take both the good and the bad, both joy and pain, and work them for your good. When you look back, you will see that even this dark season was woven into the splendor of the tapestry I was creating. Trust me, my child. Trust not because you understand everything, but because you know I am the one who never changes. I do not abandon, I do not break promises, I do not retreat. Let your faith anchor in me even when the storm rages. One day you will stand and say, "Truly the Lord was with me, and he turned my darkness into light." And on that day you will see clearly that not one season was wasted, not one tear was meaningless, and not one trial was beyond the reach of the Father's hand. I know you have been weary many times, fallen many times, even thought of giving up. But pause for a moment, breathe deeply, let your heart sense that I am still here. You may cry, I permit you to cry, for tears are not weakness, but proof that you still long, still live, still yearn for arms to hold you. You may rest when your strength is gone, for I never demand that you keep walking without pause. But my child, what I do not want to see is you giving up. For this journey is not finished, this story is not complete. I am the author of your life, and the pen is still in my hand. This chapter may be dark, its pages stained with tears, but it is not the conclusion. In the book I am writing, the shadows only serve to highlight the brilliance of the chapters to come. Do not look at the present and think the whole story is darkness. I have already written chapters filled with unexpected joy, with healing, with laughter and freedom. You think it is over, but truly this is only the prelude to a longer, more beautiful symphony. And every note, whether sorrowful or triumphant, comes together to form a perfect song in which you are the melody. Know this, I am your God, not a distant concept, not a detached being watching from above. I am your refuge, your rock that holds you when you feel like falling. I am the strength flowing in your veins, the wind beneath your wings when you have nothing left to lean on. And I, who love you with an unchanging love, will never cease loving you. Not yesterday, not today, not tomorrow, but forever. My love is not bound by time, not eroded by trials, not shaken by your failures. You may think this love is fragile, that one day I will withdraw it because of your many mistakes. But I tell you, no failure of yours is great enough to make me change my mind. No wound too deep makes me pull away. No fear too strong makes me abandon you. I am not human that I should regret, nor one who shifts with emotions. I am the unchanging one, the faithful one. You have seen many walk away. You have witnessed relationships break, but I am the only one who will never turn my back. You may forget me, but I will never forget you. You may leave me, but I will never leave you. Engrave this truth deeply, you belong to me. Not only in your days of joy, not only when you are strong, but even when you are broken, you are still mine. Before you knew me, I knew you. Before you called my name, I called yours. And this eternal truth cannot be undone by any circumstance. You may walk through the valley, but my seal remains upon your forehead. You may tremble in fear, but that mark does not fade. You may stumble in sin, but it still remains the proof that you are mine, my beloved child. My beloved child, you will overcome, not because of stubbornness, not by your own strength, but because I am with you. It is my presence that is the only reason you will not be defeated. You do not walk alone, you do not fight alone, you do not cry alone. When you breathe, I am there. When you tremble, I am there. When you cannot speak a word, I interpret your sighs. When you are silent, I hear the echoes in your heart. You will overcome because I have gone before you. You will overcome because I surround you. You will overcome because I hold your hand tightly. One day you will look back and understand that every step, every fall, every wound has become a testimony to my grace. You will see clearly that this difficult time did not destroy you, but made you stronger. You will know that the place which seemed like a dead end was actually a threshold, and you will declare, if it had not been for the Lord, I could not have gone on. That will be your testimony, your strength, your flame for others, that the love of God is a love that never gives up, never diminishes, never ends. Keep walking forward, my child. You have not reached the end of the journey. There is still much joy I have prepared for you, much healing I long to pour out, many purposes I want you to fulfill. The road ahead is still long, and I will walk with you through it all. Nothing in this life, not loss, not betrayal, not weakness, not even death, can separate you from my love. You are destined to live in this love, to walk in victory, to reflect my light in the world. Therefore, do not give up. I am not finished yet. Your story is still unfolding, and it will end in glory, for I am both the author and the finisher. My child, now let your heart speak, offering me your most sincere prayer, so that every breath, every tear may become a fragrance rising before my throne. Almighty God, I come to you trembling yet yearning. My heart is weary, but I know only in you can I find rest. Have mercy and uphold me when I am weak, for I cannot stand on my own. You have seen the many nights I have wept in secret. Please turn those tears into seeds of hope. Teach me to trust you even when storms rage around me. When I walk through fire, be present as the fourth man, that the flames may not harm me. When I walk in darkness, shine your light so I will not lose my way. I surrender my will to embrace your good and perfect will. Teach me to understand that delay is not denial but preparation. Guard my heart from compromise with the darkness so I will always choose the truth. Father, restore my identity in you so I may remember I am chosen. Come and renew my mind. I have nothing left to give but myself. You are all I need. Father, creator of heaven and earth, I kneel before your majesty and kindness. I confess that many times I carried burdens alone, thinking I could endure. But you showed me my limits, and that only you are the inexhaustible source of strength. Forgive me for the small compromises that drew me away from you. Wash my soul clean with the precious blood and soften my heart to return. When I hear lies that I am worthless, remind me that you have called me redeemed. When fear binds me, let me remember you are true peace. Teach me to discern your voice among the noise. Open my eyes like Elisha's servant, that I may see the host of angels surrounding me. Break the chains of shame that have bound me too long. I belong to you. Keep me close forever. Glorious God, I bow before you in weakness. I am weary of the burdens I have carried on my own. Forgive me for forgetting that you are my strength. Teach me to lean on you instead of striving alone. When I fall, remind me your hand is ready to lift me up. When I wander, remind me you are the way. When I fear, remind me you are my refuge. Renew my faith to walk in hope. Place a new song in my mouth instead of mourning. Let my life reflect your glory, that others may come to know this love. I surrender all, for I know you are enough. Almighty God, I thank you that you have never abandoned me in the night. Though I tremble, you keep me steady. Though I doubt, you wait patiently in kindness. Thank you that my tears are not wasted, but kept by you as seeds of hope. Thank you that you have restrained the enemy from destroying my soul. Thank you that you covered me even when I did not see it. Thank you that when I stumbled, your grace lifted me up. Thank you that when I was lonely, your love surrounded me. I know I am unworthy, yet you still call me beloved. Each new day is proof of your mercy. I offer my whole heart in gratitude for your faithfulness. Father, my heart overflows with thanksgiving for your patience with me. When I delayed, you waited. When I was weak, you lifted me. When I fell, you forgave. Thank you that every trial is an opportunity to learn trust. Thank you that every delay becomes preparation. Thank you that the darkness only makes your light shine brighter. Thank you that your love does not change even when my heart does. I could not bear the burden, but you carried it. I could not save myself, but you redeemed me. I could not stand, but you upheld me. All is by grace, and I bow in gratitude. Beloved Creator, I lift to you my heartfelt thanksgiving. Thank you for showing me that my identity is not in failure, but in your love. Thank you for reminding me that I am not a victim, but a victor. Thank you for turning brokenness into opportunities to rebuild. Thank you for showing me that delay is a sign of mercy. Thank you for teaching me that faith must be refined in fire. Thank you that even in the wilderness you provide manna. Thank you that even in my doubt you remain faithful. I can only bow and say, it is all because of you. I offer this prayer in the holy name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Do not forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so together we may build a strong community of faith.